Heading into Tuesday, Peach, the Miami Heat have never dropped the first two games of a playoff series in the Big Three era. Would that stand true after Game 2 in Indiana? The Pacers coming off their best performance of the postseason, looking to take a 2-0 lead. The Heat are 4-0 in playoff series when they lose Game 1. So what would happen? Dwayne Wade providing the offensive spark for the Heat early.
4 for 5, second game in a row. He carried them early.
He's been 3 games in a row. He has just been looking like Flash. He had 8 points in the first, and here, Roy Hibbert making an impact in the first quarter on LeBron James.
Yeah, he just didn't let him shoot it inside. Then he goes out and plays him on the perimeter, and LeBron settles for a deep 3.
But the Heat getting an early lift from their bench. Norris Cole finds Shane Battier, who knocks down the 3 top of the key, capping off a 7-0 Miami run. Heat down 1. Now in the second quarter, more from Miami's bench, Peach.
Norris Cole set the tone for this team with his penetration, with his aggressiveness on defense. The bench, he and Birdman in particular, Shane Battier and Ray Allen to a lesser extent, they turned the game.
And a big key that you were looking for is Miami improving on defense. And here, shot clock violation for the Pacers.
Excellent defense. Indiana really struggled to get good looks. And Paul George struggled more than anyone for the Pacers.
Yeah, 1 for 11 from the field in the first half. And closing seconds, George can't get the 3 to go from the corner. Ball goes out of bounds, so the Pacers retain possession with 0.1 seconds left. Do you think that's enough time to get a basket?
Well, they were worried about Roy Hibbert. They should have been worried about Lance Stevenson. Excellent play, lob in front of the rim, and a nice finish.
Oh, and the Pacers are looking born ready through the 3 quarters. Stevenson throwing it down, and then nice backdoor pass from David West. Kid looking like he wants to get some money this summer as a free agent.
Well, he's gonna. There's no question about that. This is a heat check 3 from downtown.
So LeBron and the Heat enter the 4th down 1. Frank Vogel asked about what he expected from LeBron in the 4th. And LeBron did try to take over immediately in the 4th quarter, getting the feed from Battier there, and then things getting chippy in the 4th quarter. Look at this. Paul George gets a steal. Wade trips over George. Wade appears to accidentally step on George's head and knocks him a couple times in the head. After the game, he said he blacked out a little bit and things were dizzy for him.
Well, he played that way in the last couple of minutes. You see him get hit twice there. He gets kneed on the left, and then the right comes around. D-Wade's asking him if he's all right. That was unintentional.
For both players, they stayed in the game. LeBron driving inside gets fouled hard by David West.
That was not unintentional. That was a good, hard foul. Refs correctly did not rule it a flagrant. That's a playoff foul right there. You're not going to dunk. You're not going to get a layup. Good, hard play.
Now, with under 4 minutes to play, Miami would be up 1. LeBron gets the inbounds pass and knocks down the jumper, and really it became Wade and LeBron down the stretch.
Well, 4th quarter, they weren't going to let the team lose. This is a perfect example there. LeBron's wrong-footed, misses the shot, but D-Wade hustles and gets the finish. They did everything for the Heat in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, LeBron and Wade combined for 22 points in the 4th. James scored 6 straight points to spark the decisive 12-2 run as the Heat, they go on to win 87-83 to even up this series at a game apiece. The Heat, they outscored the Pacers 15-8 over the final 5:33 of this game. There were 21 lead changes and 7 ties after having none of either in Game 1. The Heat, they snapped their 5-game road losing streak versus the Pacers. Wade and LeBron either scored or assisted on every bucket in the 4th. LeBron, 12 of his 22 came in the final frame. Here he is on picking up his play down the stretch.
I mean, I just play the game. You know, however the game presents itself, I just try to take advantage of it. You know, I needed to do something in the 4th. I did a great job in the 3rd quarter of attacking and getting my guys some open looks. I hit Cole for 2 threes, hit CB for a 3. But I needed to make a few buckets as well to help us in the 4th quarter, and I was able to come through for us.
Lance was really the only guy on their side that really shot the ball well tonight. What makes him so difficult to guard? And then also, what do you do to contain him going forward?
Well, he shot well. You know, he made some tough shots. I mean, he's a good player. So one thing we did, we threw different guys at him. And we will continue to do that. You know, it's a long series, so you know, we'll continue to force our will on him as much as possible. But he's going to make some shots, and you know, we can't control ourselves with that. This is not a one-on-one matchup at all. This is a series. It's a team thing, and our team came out on top, and that's all that matters.
They're a great team. they came out aggressive in the last five minutes of the game, and we ain't make no plays. We got big turnovers in the last 5 minutes of the game. We just gotta be smart and make something happen when they got putting pressure on us.
Miami, well, they flashed the bat signal in the fourth quarter of Game 2, and Batman and Robin responded with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James outscoring the entire Pacers team by themselves. And this was even more apparent in clutch time. The last 5 minutes when the score was within 5 points, where James and Wade outscored the Pacers 12-0. So ultimately, LeBron and Wade, they wrote the ending to this game with their offense. But Miami's defense, which you were looking for them to improve in this game, was a big theme in this one.
Well, that was all they talked about, Hub, in the 2 days in between games. They said they had to get back to playing the way the way the Miami Heat plays. They let Indiana do whatever they wanted in Game 1, and LeBron always refers to that as flying all over the place. And what he means by that is they put pressure on the ball, they get deflections, they do so many things better than they did in Game 1. And you see it right there. Norris Cole is all over the ball. You know, what difference does it make? He's guarding Lance Stevenson that far away from the basket. Well, it makes it a longer pass, and it's got to be a soft pass. And Chris Bosh then is in position to come over and get his steal. Their pick-and-roll defense was much better. Here it's the Birdman and D. Wade. And again, you see their hands are up. There's a lot of pressure. LeBron closes on the ball, and when Stevenson drives it, he reaches in and he creates a steal right there. Lastly, and this is a huge turnover late, now it's Bosh and Wade. Wade gets the deflection, and again, it keys the offense. But late, these guys took over the game. Birdman with a good pass to LBJ right there. LeBron gets a strip. He goes all the way. We saw this play, but D. Wade doesn't assume anything. He's there for the finish. Late in the game, a critical possession. They elect not to foul, and late in the clock, LeBron finds D. Wade flying to the rim. So for the finish, not an accident. These guys just took over the game. They willed their team to win. The Pacers could have matched it, but they weren't able to match it. Paul George, David West, kind of subpar game. When it mattered tonight, Wade and LeBron were not going to let their team lose.
Yeah, the dynamic duo. They stepped up, getting the win even without a great performance again from Chris Bosh, the third of the big three. He really struggles against the Pacers. He's averaging 10.5 points per game and 4.7 rebounds per game versus the Pacers.
It's a tough matchup for him. It's a big physical team, and for whatever reason, he's had trouble adjusting to it. Usually he can go away from the basket and make shots. He hasn't done that with any kind of regularity against the Pacers, and they're going to need him to do that. This series is far from over.
Yeah, and they have a lot of time to let this game sink in. They have 3 days off before Game 3, which is on Saturday at 8:30 Eastern. You can see that game on ESPN.
When it comes down to it, it's going to come down to the last few possessions most of the times in this series, and that's the way it's going to be.
When those guys get it rolling, they make the game easier for everyone else, and everyone else, falls in line.
You have to have great mental stability because there's going to be possessions where they defend you, they play you well. This is a hotly contested series, 2 teams that defend, physical, and you just have to keep on staying with it and staying with it. He wasn't in a rhythm through the first 30 minutes of the game, and he just found a way to break free on a couple cuts, in transition, and that just kind of got him going. And at this point, it's just whatever it takes. Chris Bosh had an impact on this win as well, and people will look at that final line, but it's just whatever it takes, however you can contribute to help us win.
And D. Wade.
Same pants I had on. If we did a stand-up, you'd see him. Exact.
Oh, so you have cut off
same ones I wore tonight.
sweatpants?
Exactly.
Cut off sweatpants with a blazer? I don't even know. And then rolled up socks? I can't even with him.
Sometimes I style.
Yeah, sometimes you bring it. You bring it to the meetings. You just, Dwayne Wade, style icon.
Absolutely.
PJ Carlesimo.
Not so.